Alright, time to do another comic review, and it's another book from my friend Chris. Chris, thank you once again for the comic. And today we're going to be reviewing Disney Villains Maleficent. I think this came out before the others for the Disney Villain comic line over at Dynamite Comics. Yeah, I've been curious about the Disney Villain books. I was wondering how they were going to turn out, and if they were at all going to be coming out at any point in... because Dynamite has been notorious for, like, delaying trades. Trust me, I know. So, it's a crapshoot whether you get the trade or not at Dynamite. I don't know what the deal is. But I've been curious about reading these Disney villain lines. I get the Disney villain line, let's not mince words. They did it no sooner. Like, they do it solely to compete with Universal Studios' Monsters line. That's it. Like, they use the same fucking font and everything. But still, you know, seeing comics like that are in the vein for villains-centric comics, yeah, that sounds really cool. And I think it was kind of a smart idea to start with Maleficent. The ones I'm really interested in reading when they come out in trade, whenever that may be, Hades, definitely. I want to read Hades one. Girlfriend wants to really read Hades. Scar, whenever that comes out. I've heard, like, there's a Cruella one, but I'm like, eh. I kind of am waiting for them to do, like, I don't know, like a lesser-known villain, like Ratigan, or maybe, McLeish. Actually, McLeish maybe, too. Frollo, they ain't doing Frollo. Yeah, but I digress. So, this comic should have been called Maleficent Fuck Around and Find Out. Because that's really what this comic is. People fuck around with Maleficent, they go into Maleficent's kingdom, they fuck around, and then they find out. That's it for 5 issues. That is all this comic is fuck around and find out. There is kind of an overarching plot, but not really. It's more of a check out the artwork by the artist/writer Sue Lee. Sue Lee actually does some really good artwork, and it's really, like, very... it has an anime feel, but it doesn't feel like copying pasting anime. And Maleficent actually looks like Maleficent. I will grant you that. Like, let me give you a good one real quick, because I want to really showcase this this character, like how they design Maleficent. So professional on this channel, I swear. Yeah, there we go. See, it does have that Disney classic feel to it, and at the same time, there's like an edginess to it. And I gotta be honest, I'm pretty sure Disney told them don't let them kill anyone, and Sue Lee basically said, "Aight, say less," and did far worse. Like, there are things in here that Maleficent does to people that's quite literally far worse than death. Like, I don't know how Sue Lee got away with the shit that they pull in here. Because there's, like, 2 moments in here, especially, where I'm like, damn, maybe you should have just killed him. Jesus. That's worse. So, yeah. What was I gonna say? The comic does have a plot thread in that it all starts with this young prince named Reinhard who tries to steal from Maleficent, and it leads to a bunch of shit happening afterwards. I do feel like the comic should have been a more through line, because it just kind of ends. Like, it really just after 5 issues, it really ends, and the story just kind of, like, stops all of a sudden after issue 5. I feel like Lee probably wanted to do more issues, but I don't think they get more than 5. It definitely, like, I will hand it this, I can hear Maleficent's voice actress perfectly. The line, like, there is no out-of-character moment. Every line in here feels like something Maleficent would say. Like, that whole thing of, like, my power comes from me. Like, that's my source of power. There is a lot of great, just dark moments in here. And again, I feel like the artwork really helps illustrate that story. I really think that it was a fast read. That's my problem, is that it was a really fast read. I think I read all of this in no less than 45 minutes. Like, even, it feels like less than that. So it is kind of a fast read, and I feel like charging $20 for this is kind of a... If you did 15, I'd feel better about it, but, like, Chris, thank you for getting me this book. I just kind of feel like, especially the Disney books, I've noticed that they are charging a little too much, but then again, I think that's more of the mouse than it is Disney, Dynamite Comics, excuse me. It's a solid read. Do I recommend it? Yeah, if you are a major Disney fan, especially of Maleficent, and love reading the Disney villains, I would say give it a shot. But probably don't get it at like, cover value. It is a good representation of Maleficent. It's a nice horror book for kids. And if you're definitely, like, a Maleficent fan, I would give this a look. We do get some transformations. We do get a wizard battle. We get all that good stuff. And it kind of builds up to Sleeping Beauty because it acts more like a loose prequel. And I do use that term very loose. But all in all, it's a decent book. It was a decent read. It's a decent fast read. I wouldn't recommend this if you're on, like, a cruise and just like, I only brought one book to read. Oh no, it's done and it's been less than 30 minutes. Yeah, I did all. Yeah, it's a fast read. And it is good. It's good, but it's a fast read, and that kind of bothers me. Anyway, so there you go. I recommend it. Just maybe at a lesser price. But Chris, thank you so much again for the comic. And yeah, I am I am excited to see where they go with the next Disney villain line. The two big ones are Scar and Hades. I want to read. But yeah, Maleficent was the obvious start. But if you were to ask me, non sequitur, if you were to ask me which comics I'm more interested in reading between the Disney villain comics and the Universal Monster comics, yeah, the Universal Monster comics just edge out the Disney villains. I mean, you got jealous, Disney, and you are making a villain land because they're making Dark Universe over at Epic Universe. Anyway, so I'm going to rant on that another time. But yeah, I liked it. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for sending me the comic as well as the others. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time at the Multiverse.